24th August 2021 Morning Murli Shanti BapDada Madhuban. Sweet children, forget whatever you have studied up to now and remember the One Father. Question: what power is required to establish the golden age self-sovereignty of Bharat? Answer: the power of purity. You have yoga with the Almighty Authority Father and became pure. It is with the power of purity that the golden age self-sovereignty is established. There is no question of war for this. It is powers of knowledge and yoga that make you into the masters of the pure world. One unified directions is established with this power. Song: at last the day for which we had been waiting has come. Shanti. You children heard the song. The song was not composed by us. Just as the essence of all the Vedas and scriptures is explained to you, so the essence of the songs that have been composed is also explained to you. You children know that the boatman, the master of the garden, and the bestower of salvation is the One Father alone. People perform devotion in order to receive liberation in life, but only God is the bestower of liberation in life or salvation. Only you children understand the meaning of this. Other people don't understand it. Salvation means He liberates you from sorrow and enables you to receive peace. You children who are residents of Bharat know that when it was the kingdom of Lakshmi and Narayan, there was purity, happiness and peace. You wouldn't say it was the kingdom of Radhe and Krishna. In fact, mothers are the equals of the Radhe. They should love Radhe more, but in fact, they love Krishna a lot more. They rock him in a cradle. They even celebrate the birthday of Krishna. They don't celebrate the birthday of Radhe. In fact, they should celebrate the birthday of both of them. They don't understand anything. No one knows their life stories. The Father comes and tells you his own life story and the life story of everyone else. People say salutations to the Supreme Soul Shiv. However, they don't know his life story. The life stories of human beings are called history and geography. The history and geography of the world is remembered. They used to rule over such an area. They ruled over so much land. No one knows how they ruled or where they then went. This is explained to you children very well. The knowledge of the Creator and creation is explained to you children. You children know that it really is now the end of the Iron Age and the beginning of the Golden Age. The Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, only comes at the Confluence Age and changes impure human beings into pure deities. He makes them into the most elevated beings of all. Human beings at this time are not elevated. They are the lowest. They are the elevated, mediocre, and lowest levels of people. There are the Sato, Rajo, and Tamo stages. Those who listen to knowledge very well are said to be Satoguni. Those who listen to only a little are called Rajoguni. And those who don't listen to it at all are called Tamoguni. It is the same in the study. You children need this Satopradhan study. This is why you are given the knowledge to become Satopradhan, Lakshmi and Narayan. You have to change from an ordinary man into Narayan and an ordinary woman into Lakshmi. You say of the Gita that this is the true Gita. You can write that this is the true Gita Pathshala, where you hear the story of becoming the true Narayan, the true story of immortality, the true story of the third eye. There is all the knowledge and all the pictures you have. You children now promise that you, Prajapita Brahma Kumaris and Kumaris, will definitely make Bharat into Satopradhan heaven. You have to inform everyone. Gandhiji also wanted a pure kingdom, and so this must definitely be an impure kingdom. No one them can understand that they themselves are impure. Ravan is the five vices. They say that they want the kingdom of Ram, therefore they must definitely be of a devilish community. However, this doesn't sit in anyone's intellect. So many big gurus, etc., do not understand this. Your children perform them, that you will establish the deity kingdom exactly as you did 5000 years ago by following Srimad given through Brahma. Thus is the most auspicious confluence age when the most degraded beings are now becoming Satapradhan, the most elevated beings. The original eternal deity religion is that of the highest code of conduct. Just the one deity religion is being established, then there won't be any other religions. Your children can prove and explain to them that there was one religion and one kingdom in the golden age. Although you change from the Sun dynasty into the Moon dynasty of the Silver Age, there will only be one language. Now, there are innumerable languages in Bharat. Your children know that there was one language in their kingdom. Nowadays, you see many things. When you come close to your homeland, after a long journey, you feel very happy that you have come home and that you will now go and meet everyone. You will continue to have visions of your kingdom. You will also have visions of the efforts you made. You will be able to see why Baba tells you so much to make effort. Otherwise, you will cry out in distress and your status will also be reduced. Continue to explain the pilgrimage of yoga to everyone. It is very easy to explain. The picture of the ladder, it's so easy to explain. Those who come later receive this knowledge easily day by day. By listening for only 1 week, they will easily be able to understand it. The pictures have been created with accurate explanations. The picture of the cycle of 84 births is absolutely accurate. It is for the people of Bharat. Your children have all of this knowledge in your intellects. Your children know that you are once again making Bharat into heaven with your own bodies, minds, and wealth, and with the power of easy Raj Yoga. By following the directions of the purifier Shivbaba, the bestower of salvation, we don't use anything of anyone else. We serve with our own bodies, minds, and wealth. Whatever each one does, he is creating his future. You are members of one family. Baba is establishing the golden age self-sovereignty through you. You are the ones who will provide for the expenses. You don't have a lot of expenses. You just have to remember Shivbaba. What expenses do Kumaris have? Do they have anything? What fees would Baba take from your children? None at all. In schools, they first ask for the fees. They have to spend so much for their studies. How could Shivbaba ask your children for any money? Shivbaba does not have to build a home for himself that he would take any money. Your children have to go to heaven in the future and build palaces studded with the diamonds. This is why you receive palaces in the future in return for everything you do here. These matters have to be understood. What you receive there depends on how much you serve here with your body, mind, and wealth. When someone builds a college or hospital, he has to use 1-2 million. Here, you don't have to spend that much. You can build a spiritual college come hospital in a small building. Who was the lord of the Pandavas? They have written Krishna's name. In fact, it was incorporeal God. God is the one who gives you Srimad. Everyone else is following the dictates of Ravan and the kingdom of Ravan. They have become so dirty by following the dictates of Ravan. This world is old and will now become new again. There was just Bharat in the world. Bharat is said to be old and new. New Bharat was heaven, and now that it is old, it is hell. It is called the extreme depths of hell. This refers to human beings. Here, there is no trace of happiness. This is not real happiness. Sannyasis also say that the happiness of this time is like the droppings of a crop. This is why they renounce their households and families. They cannot establish heaven or the golden age. Only the Supreme Soul establishes the land of Krishna. Both the soul and body of Sri Krishna were Satopradhan. It was because he was pure that people have a lot of love for Krishna. It is said that a small child is like a Brahmagyani. Small children are not aware of vices. Sannyasis are aware of those things. Babies are great souls at birth. Babies are said to be pure flowers. The number one flower is Sri Krishna. He is the first prince of heaven, the new world. As soon as he takes birth, he is called the first prince. Everyone remembers Krishna and wants to have a child like Sri Krishna. The father says, become what you want. There isn't just one Krishna. How many became the prince of wealth? There was the first, the second, the third, etc. There is a dynasty here too. After the father, the second one would sit on the throne. Just as there are other dynasties, so there is this dynasty too. You have a connection with Christians. Krishna and Christians sound similar, and there is a lot of exchange between them. They took so much wealth from Bharat. They are now returning that. They are doing return service. The Europeans will fight among themselves and completely destroy themselves. There is the story of two cats fighting and the monkey taking the butter from between them. That matter refers to this time. They will fight among themselves and you will receive the kingdom. Your children now have a lot of knowledge. It is in the intellects of your children that you are all Brahma Kumaris and Kumaris. It isn't that you are Gujaratis or Bengalis. There shouldn't be any of that discrimination. All of you are children of the one Father. We are once again establishing our sovereignty by following the directions of shivbaba given through Brahma Baba. We are doing this with the powers of knowledge and yoga. We became pure with the power of yoga. The Father is the almighty authority and we receive power from Him. You claim the kingdom of the world. There is no battling, etc. And thus, everything is a matter of the power of purity. They say, come and make us impure ones pure. All of this comes with the power of remembrance. It shouldn't be that you go outside and become busy doing mundane business and forget everything. Here, you continue to listen to the waves of the oceans of knowledge personally in front of you. There are no waves in rivers. Even one wave of an ocean can cause so much damage. When earthquake comes, even oceans overflow. People have reclaimed land by draining the sea from it and then selling it at a high price. You know that Bombay will not remain. Previously, there was no Bombay. It was just a small village. Mothers are very innocent. They aren't educated as much. Here, you have to forget everything you have studied. It is better when you haven't studied anything. When you explain to someone who is educated, he asks so many questions. Here, you just have to remember the one Father. There is no question of remembering bodily beings. There is praise of just the one unlimited Father. You know that God is the highest on high. Then Brahma is the second number. There is no one higher than Him. There is no greater personality than Him. But look how He interacts in an ordinary way. For example, He sits here with your children in such an ordinary way. When thus one travels by train, no one knows who he is. God comes and gives you knowledge. He would definitely enter someone to give knowledge. If it were Krishna who did this, there would be such a crowd that he wouldn't be able to teach. People would just keep looking at him. Here, the Father himself educates you children in an ordinary, incognito way. You are an incognito army. You souls know that you are once again establishing your own kingdom with the power of yoga. You will shed your old bodies and adopt new beautiful bodies. It is now the devil's community, and there will then be the deity community. The soul says, I will adopt a divine body in the new world and rule the kingdom. The soul is male and the body is made up of the elements. Souls are always male, but a male or female body is made based on karmic accounts. However, I am an imperishable soul. The cycle continues to turn. There will definitely be destruction of the Iron Age. You can see the signs of destruction in front of you. There will be the same Mahabharat war, and so there would definitely be God too. No one, apart from you children, knows in what form and in whose body he entered. He says, I enter a very ordinary body. I do not enter the body of Krishna, who takes the full 84 births. I come at the end of the last of this one's many births. Only those who belong to the Sun dynasty take 84 births. They are the ones who claim the first number. You have all the knowledge of both the corporeal tree and the incorporeal tree. Souls come down number-wise from the incorporeal world. Souls of the D2 religion come first, and then all other souls come down number-wise. The explanation in the pictures is very elevated. You children are told that Kumaris have to become very alert. It would be a great wonder if daughters explained such things. They would glorify the name so much. They would glorify both the worldly and the spiritual father names. To the sweetest, beloved, long lost, and now found children, love, remembrance, and good morning from the mother, the father, BapDada. The spiritual father says, Namaste to the spiritual children. The spiritual children says, Namaste and good morning to the spiritual father. Essence for the dharana. First point, perform elevated actions at the confluence age and become the most elevated beings. Don't perform any such action that would make you a degraded being. Second point, become a helper of the Father in an incognito way and serve Bharat to make it into heaven. Make Bharat into heaven with your own body, mind, and wealth. Accumulate the powers of remembrance and purity. Blessing. May you constantly be cheerful by your original sanskars emerging and become an embodiment of knowledge. Explanation. The children who churn knowledge and become embodiments of it are always cheerful. To be constantly cheerful is the original sanskar of Brahman life. Divine virtues are your own property and defects are Maya's property. You have accumulated those by being influenced by bad company. Now turn your back on that. Stay in your position of an almighty authority and you will always be cheerful. No devilish or wasteful sanskar will have the courage to come in front of you. Slogan. Keep the aim of perfection in front of you and no attractions will be able to pull you even in your thoughts. Om Shanti